Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from commenting.
What?
Aren't they the same people we talked to?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ganabelt was so horrible to people, yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Ganons?
That normal thing though, treating Ganons like shit.
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed, the effects of Lenegis' transformation appear to be less pronounced here. Or, viewed another way, this area was simply luckier.
This place doesn't look damaged at all.
Pardon me.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right too.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad they couldn't see through her.
Yeah.
There's only 5 more.
Ridiculous.
This has got to be the last person.
Okay. Ah!
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganath Harros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena, so to speak.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you. Because we're threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. I think it's made me realize that the lords were all people, too. Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Danon doesn't make you a good person. And being a Renan doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Shion and Dohalim definitely make a good case for it.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust. As a fellow human being above all else.
Man, we are out of money. There will not be any new weapons for a while because definitely gonna take most of my money just doing that.
There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfricht Milgras, the former lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfricht whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegus?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegus from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renan by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
Is there even a Rena at this point? That's what it seems like. You'll walk into the Forbidden Zone and it's just coffins.
Doe?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait, don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still... kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Not creepy at all.
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
What the hell? Oh yeah, it's the same map, okay. What the hell's going on here? Was she following us? I wonder if she's ever gonna talk to us, the woman in red.
Wow, this place is beautiful!
Yeah. It must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renan sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnigan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnigan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnigan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints And choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnagan and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnagan had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnagan was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait, don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less, she would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty, instead I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right.
Who's this guy?
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
Don't you buy anything? I can buy armor, but I don't have the money for it. Tiny though.
Easy peasy. I knew I could handle it.
Oh. God damn it. Try to check a Discord message. Oh
Damn
man,
it.
dude.
Lenegis soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Why are they just posing over here?
Well, so much for them not
It's
wanting to
been,
fight.
I
I am Lord Dohalim of Elder Menexia.
you know what, that kind of, wait a minute. Why didn't Rinwell activate?
They've been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed enough. If they want to fight, they got one.
It's been too long. I don't know how to fight any.
In an instant! Impact block!
The enemy wields armor too.
Shooting star.
Carve through us! My deal? You escape! Raging Lunar Sword Rain Alpha! I'll burn it all!
As far as that counter, I accidentally hit the one move at the counter. It seemed to have worked out.
Azure Storm! Flame inside me! Here for us to be let free!
Another incantation ruined.
Fire support! I'm not done!
Frozen!
Hammer!
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Haros.
You know they had
The ones
glazed
in blind
over eyes.
devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that here on Lenegis before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, we're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries. At least we'll know to keep our wits about us.
Platinum dog tag. That's another, just a sellable item, right? How much you think it's worth? That's a big Zoogle. Doesn't seem like one of the big ones that'll drop the flowers, though. These guys are super green.
In a bind?
Here I come! I'm not today! Raging Lunar Storm! I'm not done! Sword Rain Alpha! Soaring Light Sphere!
Astral energy!
Say no more! My turn!
Got relearn combos.
No stand back! I'll trip it up! Sword Rain Alpha! In an instant! Impact block! Not a chance!
Here I go!
Here I come! Sword Rain Alpha!
None shall escape my shooting star!
Escape!
Air thrust!
You're mine!
Now,
Why they're weak to light? Makes sense.
Phoenix Cyclone!
It'll look dark, though.
with
but
this,
it makes
I can
sense.
become even stronger.
Aw, man. I could just... I didn't really want to fight a big Google.
Engaging! Lightning thrust! Azure Storm! Sword Rain! I'm going in! I see one, eh? Azure Storm! Sword Rain Alpha! I'm not done! I have no
I love how none of that connects where I needed it to, and then it's just nope.
That's my cue.
Shut him down. Ignite.
Okay, didn't know it wasn't gonna knock him down.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished. Now, you're mine.
In a bind?
Demons descend.
Flashing bang.
It's been a while since
Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
I feel like the air combos don't work nearly as well on these guys.
Let's see what you've got.
I never miss. How long are we gonna keep this up for exactly? Here I go.
Damn, that was so close. God damn it. And then I get hit. Cool. What the hell was that? Oh, I hit over limit. And I hit Mystic Art. I like how that time it was insta went into Mystic Art when I didn't want. When usually it takes a while.
Light burst forth.
Radiant Genesis.
My turn. No escape.
No dawn shall break this
I don't miss double demon stuff.
Light burst forth.
Even though it's pretty much the same thing as Azura.
Barely a blip on our radar.
Water edge or whatever. Shortcake? That's a big fight right there.
Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
The big fights are so much more interesting than big Zoogles.
You picked the wrong fight.
This is the asshole that's at the beginning of the game. Knocking on bro. It's gonna be so.
No escape. I can carve through armor. Azure Storm. No dawn shall break this night. Soaring light spear. You're mine. No escape. Azure Storm. Soaring alpha. Pierce through. Castle. Soaring light spear. I'll burn it all. Flaming pillar.
Does not do any damage. Jesus.
You're mine. No escape. Burn. No escape. Harder. Not escape. No escape. I'll stop its charge.
Thanks, Kisara.
Oh, that was hard? I kind of already countered it.
I owe you one.
incantation ruined.
I'll grind you into blade. Soaring light spear. I'll burn it all.
I don't know why it took that long to get a fucking heal. Jesus. Wait, this is Blazing Pillar? How?
Resonate with the earth. The flame inside me yearns to be let free. You
Wow.
Sorry.
Literally just... There's no such thing as healing in this team, dude. That'd be so good if, I don't know, Alpha had a healing move, because he sure loves hitting him.
Tectonic vision. Commander of Heavens. Phoenix Cyclone.
I need to be stronger.
It would have been easy if, we didn't have to waste our life bar if I could have got the heal. I don't know. I was sitting there at like half HP the entire time.
An opponent like this should be easy. Here I come. Prepare to be
It's like trying to keep up with a wall.
Take this. Strike. Azure Storm.
Here I go. Here goes.
I love how it just kept doing it.
Feel my weakness. I can carve through. It's on.
I never fit.
Ignite. You're mine. I'll face you. I have no limits. Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Take this!
Bam, vacuum blade.
I'm ready!
It's gonna have to happen.
Light burst form!
Radiant Genesis!
Now! Take this!
Here's a healing arm!
Azure Storm!
First aid!
I'm ready!
Neon! Astral Energy! Full throttle!
Mystic Mercy!
Holy
Soaring Light Spear!
Another incantation ruined.
Take this! Azure Storm!
Healing arm!
Sword Rain Alpha! Lightning Thrust! Thrust!
Ready and rare!
You're on!
I can do it now! Astral Energy! Full throttle!
Now! Take this! I'm not done!
I can't kill you forever!
Azure Storm! Vacuum Blade!
Wind Astral Energy!
Be still!
Mega Ray! Stars of Light!
Thrust!
Healing arm!
Soaring Light Spear! I owe you one! I'm not done!
Okay.
Here I come!
Combo literally just stopped dead in his tracks. Cool.
Follow me! In an instant! Impact Block!
They really made us work for that one.
Holy shit, I am